Back last year I saw this game Dino's Reborn, and I've got to say I just dismissed it as some survival game that may or may not come out. It had some good little features about it, obviously dinosaurs, and despite me thinking at the time, oh yeah, it's probably just going to be some knockoff of Ark, I have actually been looking into it a bit more recently, and I've got to say I'm actually pretty impressed. The world, the dinosaurs themselves, the models look fantastic. And I guess this has got the potential to be the next big Dino survival game. But there are a few big differences between this and something like Ark Survival Evolved. So I'm going to cover some of them today from what I can gain from the Steam page and a few other sources, and go over some of the trailers and footage they've been showing. So definitely one I'm going to keep my eye on with a little bit more open-mindedness going forward. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, well let's get things clearing up. What makes it different from Ark? Well, this game is going to be single player only at the moment. It's basing itself more on adventure and the action elements of a survival game with dinosaurs, rather than necessarily you having a big MMO with other players. You are apparently someone called Peyton, the last survivor of the expedition. He can't actually recall what, and you're going to wake up in an escape pod in a place you don't know. You've got surrounding creepy sounds, and yes, you realise that you are not alone. It's mixing a bit of sci-fi with the dinos, as of course maybe Ark did as well, and you're going to be basically waking up and learning how to survive. Crafting tools that you'd expect, stone axes, picks, but also making sure that you're getting somewhere safe to build with them tools is the priority. Otherwise you might just get munched on by some of the creatures in the game. And these do look cool, it does look great, there's no doubt about it. The idea of making a more single player focused survival game with dinosaurs fills me with a kind of bit of hope. I like the idea of it. Turok, years old game that everyone seemed to love back in the day, they've never really done anything like this with that, and this is seemingly what you could potentially have. It's got the typical sort of stuff, upgrade stations, all the sorts of mechanics of hunting other creatures, and a little bit more advanced technology. It does look like there will be guns and maybe some sci-fi stuff going on where you investigate some sort of temples or maybe jungle forts. You'll have flashes and memories of the spaceship, the crew, and a mystical force that keeps reappearing in your dreams. And you've got to basically survive and find out exactly what's going on. Supposedly it's coming to Steam, Xbox and PlayStation in the future as well. And yeah, it could be good. So apparently some of these dinosaurs, they're not just simply there to just munch, eat and survive. Some of them actually got some real problems with you. They're going to be angry, they're going to hunt you out a little bit. Even creatures that may not normally be that aggressive, or you imagine them not to be. There also will be some friendly dinosaurs. Again, I think a big point that's differentiating this from Ark is it looks like the dinosaurs, they won't be tameable. They're not going to be something that you'll be able to utilise. You could be friendly with them, but I don't think you're going to necessarily be riding them. Unless I've got that wrong from what I've seen so far. They'll be able to hunt you day and night, and some of the dinosaurs will even work together to achieve that. All the usual mechanics are going to be there. Hunger, thirst, fatigue. If you fail to manage them, you will die. Get an infected wound and you've got to take care of it in time. Get poisoned and you've got to find an antidote. So you will begin with just the bare basics, your hands, and then you're going to have to keep upgrading through trees to get better weapons and tools. Traps, snares, fortifications and building shelters, and eventually a huge base. Sci-fi setting comes in the way of you not remembering who you are. Dangerous world is beautiful and mysterious, and you've got to pretty much explore a massive environment trying to solve the mystery. You will find evidence of other people being around if you look for clues, notes, and the map is about 25 minutes to actually get across. Typical biomes that you'd come to expect, rainforests in sight, as well as mountainous regions and of course beach life. Each dinosaur is going to have its own unique attacks and ways that it will hunt you, and obviously you'll have to hunt them as well and look out for their weaknesses. If you take a good look at their Steam page, they do talk about some other unique mechanics. Apparently a unique survival mechanic yet to be revealed, a unique campaign assistance, and a surprising view of the world. So absolutely no idea what that could actually mean. Is it just going to be a case of using certain creatures to get like an aerial view? Or maybe there is some room to actually either become a dinosaur for a limited period, or maybe you'll have a pet dinosaur and you'll be able to use them to scout around. So that's just the things that I can think of on the top of my head. Before lots of people start going, well, it's not a multiplayer game, it's not interested, loads of people play Ark single player. In fact, the majority of people play Ark single player and on PvE servers, not PvP, so believe it or not. So I think the single player contingent is big. Like, there's a lot of people that just like doing their own thing, not having to worry about servers persisting or stuff happening to their bases while they're offline. Now I'm a bit weary of sci-fi elements. I understand the need for it, otherwise you're making Far Cry Primal pretty much, but I didn't like that aspect in Ark, the way they lent into the tech and the future, and it was just a bit too much. I think most players do prefer the primitive style survival, so I hope the tech doesn't become too much of a big thing in this game. A game without other players though does need a lot of interaction with these creatures, and it does need some compelling moments and story and different ways to pick up lore and stuff. If it's going to be a combination of things like green hell and building and bases and then going out to get your stuff and obviously just trying to find dinosaurs or avoid them, then yeah, that sounds good to me. We have got another game like this in the works called Gona. That looks to be a little bit more psychological, scary horror survival game where you really won't have too much interaction with dinosaurs other than running away. But yeah, I'm down for this. It looks good, the images look great, the map looks alright, it looks good. Everything you come to expect from like Cretaceous or Jurassic period with all these creatures and stuff. So I will be on this. So let me know what you think about the game. I will keep you guys updated. Apparently, supposedly releasing at some point later on this year. If we get any big reveals, any big news, as always, I'll let you guys know. Until then, I'll see you later.